AFC North, Ravens, officially cursed. J.K. Dobbins, 2 weeks ago, gone for the year. Justice Hill, one of the guys behind Gus Edwards and Tyson Williams, gone for the year recently. Now, Gus Edwards tears his ACL in practice yesterday. Marcus Peters on the next play tears his ACL, cornerback. But the more important issue is who's going to be the running back, and Tyson Williams is the guy who steps up to the top spot. But they have Le'Veon Bell. They added Devontae Freeman to the practice squad yesterday, and they're bringing in Latavius Murray for a workout, Chris, so they could end up adding Latavius Murray as well. He would seem to be the perfect replacement for Gus Edwards. Between the tackles, hammer. That makes too much sense to not happen.
100%. You know, listen, I didn't understand why Le'Veon Bell was looked at or signed before Latavius Murray. You know, yeah, we talked about Le'Veon Bell is a little bit of a dancer. He's not a hit the hole at 1,000,000 miles per hour and go. Baltimore, I don't think wants that type of runner. And at least they haven't had one like that. You know, I think they're a little bit like, you know, the Shanahan offense where they're like, hey, we're going to open up a hole. We want the guy to fly through there with no reservations and go. We don't want a guy to dance and do that. Then the hole's going to be closed up by the time you get through there. So, you know, Devontae Freeman, I know they signed him. I don't see that working. I mean, there's a reason Devontae Freeman's been on 4 teams in the last year. You know, great career. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but I think it's over. You know, Latavius Murray has gas in the tank. And even to add to that, you know, I had inside info on Latavius Murray. We got this guy that works for us. His name's Drew Brees. He played on the Saints with Latavius Murray. And he said Latavius is an awesome teammate, still definitely has juice in the tank. And he even said last night, he goes, he kind of would fit exactly what they want. You know, he's like Mark Ingram, who came from the Saints to go to Baltimore. You know, Sean Payton's the same way. He wants no-nonsense runners. Here's the hole. Fly through it at 100 miles per hour. Yeah, you're going to get hard. You get hit hard. Live with it. Let's go. And I would imagine that if they can get the money right, Latavius Murray will be signed by that team, you know, sometime here in the next 24, 48 hours.
I was in that meeting as well by the miracle of modern technology, and as soon as someone mentioned what happened to Gus Edwards, Drew Brees perked up and said, well, they got to bring in Latavius Murray, period. You got to do it. No brainer. Great teammate, gets the job done, and available. So I'm still surprised that Murray didn't have a plan B lined up when he said to the Saints, take your request for a pay cut and shove it sideways, pardon me. But, you know, he's there. You're right. No brainer. Go get him. And he fills that Gus Edwards role as you move forward. The Ravens were shell-shocked for a brief period of time yesterday afternoon. How could you not be? We didn't even talk about Marcus Peters other than to mention that he was injured. But one of your starting corners now is gone. And when this is all happening before you've even played a game, it makes you wonder what the hell is going to happen next. And if I'm Lamar Jackson, I'm thinking, what's going to happen to me? When are we going to get this contract done? I'd very much like to get this contract done before we go to Las Vegas on Monday night.
It's scary. I mean, yeah, it'll put the thought on the players, and especially a guy like Lamar Jackson. They're like, you know, are we snake bitten? And, you know, yeah, I'm sure those thoughts are kind of going through his brain, to your point, Mike, 100%. But, I mean, I don't know. You know, we know Lamar Jackson's the star of the team. But, man, after that, when you talk about the 2 most important positions on their football team, running back, because, yeah, the running game off of Lamar Jackson, that offensive line, is a huge part of their team. And I would say DB is maybe maybe the most important behind the quarterback. Really. I don't know if you heard what I said to you know, brother from another there, Michael Holley and Michael Smith, when we were in our little commercial break. But, you know this, Mike. We've talked about this. You know, they put a lot of pressure on their corners. They put them in a ton of man-to-man situations and go, hey, you know, we're blitzing here. You guys got to hold coverage here for 4 or 5 seconds. The Ravens have not been able to rush the passer the last few years with their 4-man rush. Wink Martindale, who's a genius defensive coordinator, and I think it should be a head coach candidate, he comes up with so many creative blitzes. But they put a lot of pressure on those corners. That's why they paid Marlon Humphrey. Like, Marlon Humphrey is one of the best corners in football. Marcus Peters is in that conversation too. You know, so now to not have that element, it's going to change how they have to call the game on the defensive side, let alone missing, you know, one of the better players in the secondary in all of football.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.